I'm Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Blog, and today I have a special challenge for pastors for Father's Day. Let's celebrate dads to the same positive capacity that we do mothers for Mother's Day. There's this stereotype that for Mother's Day, the sermon is all about how great your mother is. Where would you be without your mother? Come up here, mothers. Let me give you a rose. Let's celebrate moms today. But for Father's Day, the stereotype is that if you're a dad in church, you're told that you need to man up, you need to step up, you need to start being the spiritual leader in your family. Stop looking at those videos, because I'm sure you're watching dirty videos. You're not showing up to your kids' sports games. You're more concerned with your smartphone than you are spending time with your own family. All of these things. And so you feel almost guilty for being at church because somehow you're not good enough. And of course, that couldn't be further than what I know is reality. Because the men who are good dads, who are trophy husbands, are actually already at the church hearing that sermon. It's preaching to the choir. So here's what I'm saying. It could be a revolutionary idea and a great way to reach other millennial dads like me. If we were to say, guess what? We're going to celebrate dads on Father's Day. And we're not going to have anything negative to say. We're not going to talk about deadbeat dads. We're not going to talk about all the bad examples. We're going to focus on the positive examples. Look around this room. Look at these men. These are the dads that care. These are the dads that are involved in their kids' life. As part of a church, we're often told that we're too much like the world and we need to be different. The problem with Christians is not that they're different, it's that they're not different enough. And I think the same thing applies here. Because when you look at how media portrays dads, especially in the 80s and 90s, you look at dads, if you were going to be a good dad in the 80s or 90s, you either were dead or you were a widow. For example, Danny Tanner in Full House. Great dad, dead wife. And so even in the reboot that they're coming out with, his daughter DJ is going to be a widow. And that's why they all come back together. So she was married to a good man, but he died. And so if you look back on TV dads from the 80s and 90s, you'll see that that's often the case. And so, but what if instead of thinking like that, what if we said there's a lot of good dads out there? In fact, the men I know in my life, the ones who are part of my circle, the ones who I'm friends with, are actually all good dads. They're not the deadbeat stereotypes that people keep reminding us about. So here's what I'm saying. I don't think dads are celebrated, whether it's the church or whether it's outside of the church. And I feel that when a dad is celebrated in church, it's only because he's in the military. I remember in our church growing up, they would always celebrate veterans. But if you weren't a veteran, or maybe even a firefighter or something like that, if you were just a normal dad like me, then great, you're here, that's fine. It's not that we're looking for praise. It's not like we want to have a big parade and celebration about us. But I'm thinking, how special would it be if you simply had a sermon and said, welcome dads, you guys don't get the recognition you deserve, nor are you seeking it. But today, I want to celebrate dads. And then from there, you do a sermon about positive fatherhood and celebrating the men in this room. I'm telling you, this is a revolutionary idea. It would really be able to reach people. What if you put on your marquee, come to Father's Day, we're celebrating dads. And I'm telling you, the key to this is to not do anything negative. Just like with a Mother's Day sermon, you don't talk about deadbeat moms. You don't talk about moms who are on Facebook too much. You don't talk about that. You celebrate moms. Let's celebrate dads. I think this is going to be an awesome idea. Thank you for considering this. This is Nick Shell with Family Friendly Daddy Blog.